Assalamu alaikum and hello everyone. Welcome to Mathematics with Shahab Yaqub. Now let's look at this basketball. If I drop this basketball, it will hit the ground and then it will bounce up to a particular height. That height will be lesser than the height from which it was dropped. So now I'm denoting that height by this red line. It will then go to the ground, hit once again, and then it will rise up, and then this journey will continue just like this. Now let me do some labeling over here, and this basketball, I'm putting it on the side. Now I am dropping this basketball from a particular height, and this is hitting the ground for the first time. So this is the first hit. After the first hit, it's going up and then it's coming down. It's going to hit the ground for the second time. The same process is repeated. It's going to hit the ground for the third time and then the fourth time. And then similarly, it's going to hit the ground for the fifth time and then going to hit the ground for the sixth time. Going up, going down, going up, going down. First thing first, we know that the height that it goes up after the first hit will be the same thing as the height coming down. Now, if a question is asked in which I ask you to find the total distance traveled up and down, so I can add all these distances, which will be the same as all these distances, and I'll get the answer. Another very, very important thing is this. This is the first hit, and then going up, and that is the second hit, third hit, fourth hit, fifth hit, and sixth hit. So in total of 6 hits, hitting ground the sixth time, and if I am talking about the distances covered, I am getting 5 pair of these lines, and this one is separate. If they ask me to find the total distance covered from the moment it was released, so I'll add up all these distances and add this thing at the end. And if they ask me to find the distance traveled after it rises up from the first hit, that is all these lines over here. I can also do this, that I can find the distance for these 5, add them up, and then multiply by 2. So now hitting the ground the sixth time, if the question is asked about total distance traveled by the ball, so there are 2 distances. There is the distance traveling up, there is the distance traveling down. So there were these 5 lines, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So for sixth time, there are 5 terms. So there are 5 terms from the point of first hit and then second hit, third hit, fourth hit, fifth hit, sixth hit. So there are 5 terms. That is the main important thing. So now let's look at exactly what I'm talking about. It's a very classical question from October, November 2015, variant 1-3. Of course, it's pure maths P1. And this question is about AP, GP, and part of GP is sum to infinity and a bit of physics. Not like some hardcore physics, but just the common sense physics. Let's read the question. The question says, a ball is such that when it is dropped from a height of 1 meter, it bounces vertically from the ground to a height of 0.96 meters. It continues to bounce on the ground, and each time the height of the ball reaches is reduced. 2 different models describe this. So the first model is model A, that's over here. The second model is model B, that is over here. So now what's in model A? The height reached is reduced by 0.04 meters each time the ball bounces. And what is model B? The height reached is reduced by 4% each time the ball bounces. That means you must have realized it by now. The first model is AP because it is a fixed value that is being decreased. And the second one is GP because it is decreasing by a fixed percentage. So one is AP, one is GP. Now what is it asking? They are asking us find the total distance traveled vertically up and down by the ball from the first time it hits the ground until it hits the ground for 21st time. This question over here, this diagram over here. So now we are talking about this thing. Let me take this ball and grab it, hitting the ground for the first time, going up, going down. And then second time going up, going down. Third time going up, going down. Fourth time going up, going down. Fifth time going up, going down. And then that is the sixth. So hitting the ground for the sixth time means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 lines going up, 5 lines going down. So the number of terms is 5. Now apply that knowledge over here. Yes, it's a very tricky question. For the 21st time, the main thing is realizing n is equals to 20. It is from the first time it hits the ground. So now all we have to do is this. This is part A and this is model A, which is AP. The first term is 0.96. It's not 1 meter, it is 0.96. It was dropped from a height of 1 meter and then the story starts with 0.96. So this is like 1 meter and this is like 0.96 and then it's reduced by a constant value. So the first term is 0.96. The common difference is negative 0.04 because of the word reduced. The number of terms is 20. So the series for up, the series for down, I'm writing it separately. I would only be working for one of them. So sum of 20 terms going up, that is n divided by 2, 2a, 2 into 0.96, n minus 1, which is 19, and d is negative 0.04. And I'll be using a calculator. Let me first write down the steps. This is a 10 and let me simplify this. And S20 down would be exactly the same thing as this. Got the idea? So that is the first thing. So now let me go to the calculator. That is right over here. And let me reduce this thing. So this is 19 into 0.04, that is 0.76. So over here, the black marker, that is over here. Okay, so this is negative 0.76, I think. So this is 19 into 0.04. Yes, 0.76 and 2 into 0.96. 2 into 0.96, that comes out to be 1.92. So 1.92 minus 0.76, that is 1.16 into 10, that comes out to be 11.6. Of course, I don't have to use a calculator for that one. So this is 11.6, all good. And sum 20 down is also 11.6. So therefore, sum 20 up and down, that is 2 times 11.6. That is 22 plus 1.2, that is 23.2 meters. That is how this first part is done and dusted. So now let's move to the second part. Let me remove this thing for right now. And over here, we are doing this. So I think, let me add a page over here. I think I solved this question in class. So that page is stuck over here. Okay. And let me add one more page also. And let's work it out. So now one part B, that is the GP model. So model B, that is GP. And the first term is still 0.96. Common ratio is 1 minus 4%. That is the rule. If there is a decrease, that is also 0.96. Number of terms is 20. Again, sum of 20 terms going up, sum of 20 terms going down, they will exactly be the same. So sum of 20 terms going up, that is A, 1 minus R power n over 1 minus R. Over here, n is 20, that is 0.96, 1 minus 0.96 raised to power of 20 divided by 1 minus 0.96. And let me just go to the mark scheme over here. That is over here. Let me grab this thing, cut it. Let me go back over here. That's over here. And this one right here. And let me add a page for this mark scheme. So now for this thing, this answer after addition is coming out to be 26.8. So sum of 20 up plus sum of 20 down is coming out to be 26.8 meters. So that is how this question is done and dusted. Of course, there is this last part. Let's focus on that. It says, show that under model B, that is a GP, even if there is no limit to the number of times the ball bounces, they are talking about an infinite series, they are talking about sum to infinity. The total vertical distance traveled after the first time it hits the ground cannot exceed 48 meters. That means the value of sum to infinity should come out to be 48 meters. So now up, down, first term is 0.96, common ratio is 0.96, and sum to infinity up, that is a over 1 minus r, 0.96 over 1 minus 0.96, that is 0.96 divided by 0.04, that comes out to be 24 meters. Similarly, sum to infinity down is also the same thing, which is 24 meters. So sum to infinity up and down combined, that is 24 plus 24, that comes out to be 48 meters. Of course, you cannot exceed the sum to infinity. Therefore, the answer of sum to infinity is 48 meters. So that is one classic question regarding this ball going up and down. And the main thing over here was to realize that if it was asking about the 21st hit and it is from the first hit onwards, then the number of terms is 20. And how did we reach that conclusion? We reached that conclusion by first drawing a diagram in which we were working with small number of terms and we were playing with this basketball. Now, some people, they ask this question, what if the question was about from the moment it was released? So if they would have asked this question, just do the same thing as you would have done over here. And in the end, add this 1 meter separately. That's how I make life simple for you people at Mathematics with Shahab Yaqub. Stay tuned for more content.